Hello and welcome to the Jamie Show. My name is Jamie and I'm so glad you're tuning in today because I know I'm not alone. You too probably have way too many food storage containers. And so on today's show, I'm going to share with you the magic formula of how many food storage containers any one household needs. And we're going to talk about the teeny tiny ones that are adorable but not particularly functional. They're not very practical for day-to-day living. And then the really big ones that are meant for potlucks and gatherings and things, which we may not need right now, especially we don't need them in our way every day when all we want to do is put our leftover meatloaf away. So thanks so much for tuning in. You picked a great episode to watch. If you've missed any of the others, please go back and watch them. We've got great tips in every single one. And hit the subscribe button. That way you're going to know about future shows, which are every Wednesday. All right, let's get started with those Tupperware containers and all your food storage and all of your containers that were supposed to be one-time takeout and all the containers you've rinsed out. And we are just experts at storing air, basically, right? We're storing air. We're pretty much, that's what we're storing in these containers. So I'm going to suggest that we just take a quick look and see exactly how many we have. It might really surprise you to learn just how many are taking up space in your kitchen drawers and cabinets. So what if we do this? We take them all out. I know, did I just say that? I often don't suggest taking everything out of a cabinet, and I didn't, right? I don't want you to take everything out. I just want you to take your collection out. As you take the collection out, can you just sort of group it into very broad categories? Large, medium, and small. That's going to help us to match up our lids to the containers, so it makes it a little bit easier. And then right as you're bringing them out, have a bag handy, because my best guess is there's going to be a few right off the bat that you go, oh, yeah, not you. You don't seal well, you're warped, you're stained, you're melted, you're peeling. I still haven't found the lid and it's been 3 years. We're going to give up the search, right? We're calling it off. So you're going to, of course, the minute you call it off, you're going to find it. That's just the way it works. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. We're going to have to live with it. Now, when you have a lid that doesn't have a base, I know you're tempted to save it. Number one, you might find the base. Number two, you could reuse the lid, especially if you are a gardener. You're probably thinking I could put my potted plant on here as like a little reservoir in case the water spills over. I know you could. If you don't currently have plants, there's no reason to save this. So you're going to decide, but my best guess is for most of them, they're out of here. Then there's the container without the lid. Equally problematic, although maybe more useful, because the base itself makes a wonderful drawer organizer. You just want to be sure that you measure first, because a lot of times I have organized into my drawer only to then go to close the drawer and the drawer will not close. And that's because I didn't measure first. My container was too tall. So if you're going to use it as a drawer organizer, I do like the idea. If you just have excess upon excess, you can use a full container with a lid for organizing in another area. Craft supplies, the garage comes to mind, even for storing things under a sink. Smaller containers work well in a medicine cabinet and in smaller areas. So we can start to reuse some, but right now we're bringing them all out. As you bring them out, qualify them. Do they look like a keeper right off the bat? It doesn't have to be a big inspection, but if you never reach for it, something's wrong with it. Of course, we could ask ourselves, why have we kept it? Doesn't really matter, just move on. So some go into a bag, some go into recycling, and some we're going to keep. Those are going to be the keepers. So then we're going to play the matching game, right? It's kind of like Love Connection. We're going to go ahead and match those containers to their bases. This might be a little frustrating. It's going to take a minute. And sometimes it trips you up because you think it's a match, but then when you actually go to seal it, you realize it's not a match. And then sometimes you think it's not a match, and when you fiddle around a little more, you go, oh wait, it does fit, it's just a little snug. So give yourself some time. It's going to take a little while to make those matches. Are you ready for what is possibly the best equation that you're ever going to learn about food storage containers? Okay, here it goes. For the average family who generally is just storing leftovers, we are looking for 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small containers. I know. And you just bought the pack of 80 containers that was on sale. What are you going to do with 80 containers? Now, if you're using them for decanting things in the pantry and stuff like that, that's a totally different situation. I'm just talking like basic leftovers for the average family. Too large, too medium, too small, we're done. Now, if you pack lunches, probably two more or one per every family member. If they get lost a lot, then you know you need a few more. But in general, 6 is the magic number. I know. You just bought 80. So if you have extra, you have large, you have small, ones you don't reach for every day, but you might on a special occasion, or you simply have excess. Do I want you to get rid of it? No, you're going to need it. Then you just have to rebuy it, and that sounds pretty silly. But can we relocate it to a less convenient spot? The trick here is going to be to remember where the less convenient spot is. So may I invite you to just leave yourself a little note in the regular drawer as to where you put the extras. That way, when you need an extra, you don't waste valuable time going, I stored it in a really safe place and now I have no idea where it is. So you don't waste time, you're not frustrated, and you're not tempted to rebuy them. Even though you know you own them, you just can't find them. So leave yourself a note as to where you left them. Then put them that top of the cabinet over the refrigerator that you're not there often. My mom used to keep them in a reusable bag, so she kind of nest them, put them in a reusable bag, and she hung the reusable bag inside the pantry. You could do it on the way down the stairs or in the garage, wherever would be more convenient for you, just so that the big grouping of them is not in your way every day. If they're always falling out of the cabinet, you can never find a lid. Why? We have too many. Then you can shop from your own home, from your extra stock as you need it. But right now, just to put lunch away, that's what we need. One container. So I hope you love this equation. I know it might be a bit of a shock, but it really does work. And the great news is, because you're not getting rid of the others, if you end up needing more than I'm suggesting, you can always bring them out. And if you need fewer, you don't often use them, you can put even more away. So excited. Of course, going forward, you're going to have to stop yourself from saving every rinsed out container, jar, and everything from takeout, but that'll be another show. Today, we did a great job going through our food storage containers. Congratulations on a job well done. Please comment below. Let me know what you're thinking, how's it working, and don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll see you right back here next Wednesday.